The Life Finder keeps Maiev up. It was going to be a close thing.
And healing, what? Get out of no! No!
Triple stun again. Big flanks coming out from the Blaze.
It's a death metal though.
Death metal into the double, triple kill.
Yep.
Stats don't matter, so we'll make sure the top doesn't fit.
That is the first thing that we're going to say on the stream here tonight. Welcome, everybody. What you said. Yeah, everybody heard you. I'm going to just turn the camera this way, and that's your new caster. I turned it back around. It's fine. You don't have to keep hiding. Welcome to the stream, everybody. It's Probe 1 versus Celeb Gaming in the Heroic Division. Getting near the end of the season here. We only got a couple weeks left in this division. Probe 1 sitting at the number 9 spot. Celeb Gaming sitting a little bit higher at the number 4 spot. With that said, Celeb Gaming is one of the teams that has some of the fewest played matches, so they still have a lot of room to go through. They did lose, I think, to Nobo on a forfeit. And outside of that, they dropped a map to Keanu Reeves, which is one of our top 3 teams. So, Probe 1, on the other hand, has had not nearly as good results as of late, though probably looking to turn that around a tad bit here. And we'll just kind of see how it goes. We're still waiting for a couple members to get in. And while they do that, I'm going to try to sort out who is where on each side. So we got Really, Thunderblade, and I think we're waiting for our last one, which I assume is Zaddy, but we'll see. And then I think I've got everybody set up anyways. I might as well get into the overview and see where we're going to be going tonight. As the coin toss went, Probe 1 did lose. Celeb Gaming took first pick, so map pick went to the side of Probe 1. They went for bans on BOE and Sky Temple, while Celeb Gaming went for Baraxis Holdout and Tomb of the Spider Queen. And we are going to be going to Infernal Shrines. Again, the most popular map in NGS. Not much of a surprise there that is where we'll be going today. It should be a good matchup. I do think Celeb Gaming is the clear favorites in this matchup, so Probe 1's really going to have to bring it if they're looking to find a victory here tonight. But doesn't necessarily mean that it's not going to happen. You know, they have just as much chance as anyone if they bring their A game, and Celeb does not. But still just waiting on that last slot. Alrighty, still waiting momentarily. How is everybody going tonight? Yeah, I mean, I saw Ryokai in the chat there. He should be chatty. So I'm pretty sure there's not much to say, except we should be expecting a victory here for Celeb Gaming. I mean, we all want to see the upsets happen, but hard to say that'll be the case. Kind of humming and hawing over what to do tonight. I think I've got a couple replay casts that I'm going to get to you. Might do another set tomorrow as well. Have to see if I want to split it up. Burn through them all tonight. But that would be a lot of casting. As I think there was a total of 6 that I wanted to sign up for. 2 that I've officially done for. There are another 4 that are kind of sitting in there, if not more than that. So I might do an additional 2 after this matchup. So do stay tuned if that's the case. Yeah, no problem. I do enjoy this. And I do like watching heroic matches. Good showcasing of skill. It does, in certain matchups, tend to be a bit, you know, can be pretty one-sided looking, just because when you've got really good players on each side, when one team gets an advantage, they don't give a lot of opportunities for the opposite side to get advantages. So we'll just have to see. Oh, it's the yarns. Probably why I won't do more than a couple tonight. Try to get a head start on it tomorrow in the afternoon. We'll see how my sleeping goes. There is the R from CTV and the R from Probe 1. So we're going to be getting into this match here in just a moment. All the yawns. All the cats. Goofballs. Oh yeah, and just be aware that last night I had an issue. I think it's a little bit less hot today, so it's probably not going to be as big an issue. But I did have a sudden crash. It's the first time it's happened pretty much ever on this computer, so I'm not expecting a repeat. But just making sure everyone is aware it is a possibility. Based off of recent events. Joan versus not. People keep saying ready and then saying let's do this and all this stuff, and no one is pressing the start button. The one that said let's do this? No. It's clapping. I said ready a while ago. I said ready way up the list, or did I not? Maybe I didn't. That could be why they haven't started yet. My bad. This series of yawns is just poorly timed. I wasn't yawning at all before I started up the cast. Must be related. Filling dead air time is fun. I haven't even casted anything. Well, I'm not pretending to talk to myself. I'm legitimately talking to myself. And you. Well, they said ready. But no one has hit the start button.
False alarm. Is that why?
All right, we're in the draft.
Yay!
Finally, ready to go. Scooch this over here. There. Pull this apart. Stand. Alrighty, let's see how this goes. I'm gonna see if the stats thing has fixed itself. I don't really know. I hope it has, but I'm betting on not because I haven't seen an update come through yet. Maybe I'm the only one that's probably noticed that the statistics haven't really been updating. Or maybe I'm just getting a false impression, one of the two. I don't know. I did 3 games in a row where I did certain stats and they didn't change whatsoever. Not in the same day. Not in the same day, obviously. But maybe it doesn't update every day. Maybe it's a once a week thing. That could be the case. So heroic division statistics, 54% now. Okay, so that is showing an actual heroic division statistic there, I believe. Kira is going to be banned out right away. But yeah, only 54% popularity, but still maintaining a 60% win rate. And heroic division, 2% on Kira with 100% win rate. So it has been played, and when it's been played, it has won, but it hasn't been very popular. See, Alarak, interesting pickup here. Ban out there. 7% popularity with a 30% win rate. Not exactly the best. Go back to this statistic. See what that shows. Yeah, there we go. It's the same. Anubarak is also an interesting one. Heroic has still definitely been doing this, and I really don't think the statistics support consistent banning. Popularity 64%, but a 39% win rate. So Anna is going to be our first pick. And looks reasonably so. 54% win rate with a almost 70% popularity. That is good. No doubt about that. On the other side, we're going to get Leoric. Rhaegar. See if I can do this fast enough to get... Oh, this is not correct. MSB Faye. So I won't be able to get that fast enough, perhaps. Just because I ran into an issue. And these guys are flying through the draft. Sylvanas. Slip. I'm so confused. Mia. Okay. Sylvanas Jaina. A good combination of here, for sure. Typically thought Met was the local Sylvanas player, but doesn't appear to be the case this time around. I was interested about the Rhaegar pickup. Actually, a pretty good win rate considering 32% popularity, which is way up from last season, and a very good win rate. Yorick. Not sure where he's sitting at, actually. Also a very powerful pick right now in Heroic. Not bad. Alex Straza is definitely one that I'm curious about. Decent. Not bad. Again, niche hero, so those numbers are actually pretty good considering 19% popularity for a, kind of a niche healer. ETC, though, is definitely no slouch. Going to be a good pickup, especially from MSB Christie. Phoenix. I don't think we've seen a ton of Phoenix as of late. Probably not for good reason. I definitely want to take a look to see what his statistics are looking like. I doubt they're very good. Yeah, that's exactly it. 16% with a 38% popularity rate. He should be a generalist DPS. He should not be niche. So those are not good statistics for him. Kind of showing why. But Mal'Ganis, this is definitely an interesting pick. We saw some good arguments for it when Yikes S tier was running it. And let's just pop up those stats again, because I think they actually are not bad for this division, but I could be wrong. No, they are terrible. 2% popularity with a 0% win rate. Again, that can't be, that hasn't been updated since, because Yikes S tier did win on the hero. And we are going to get Nazebo on the other side. Not impressed with that pickup at all. Generally speaking, I'm not a big fan of Nazebo. He's a super late game hero. With not a whole lot of early game advantages. But of course, every single time I say that, he generally ends up winning a match. But again, I refuse to say it's because of the Nazebo pick that those victories are coming through. Yeah, Anubaraka was banned out again. Not a surprise. I didn't need to bring up the ETC statistics because I'm pretty sure across from Heroic to D Division, he is sitting at above 60% win rate. With a high popularity, which means he is an overpowered hero. Which is what happens with ETC when he gets any form of buffs. He's either not in the meta or he's overpowered. He always tends to ride that line. And even when he's not in the meta, it depends on who has him. Alrighty, of course the overlay was not working on the first time, but we got it the second time. Let me sit up here a little bit. Get a little bit more comfy as we get into this matchup. Oh, look. I think we found... Looks like what Killua is going to look like. A cat walked by.
Oh.
Yeah. Very similar markings. Nope. Outside the window. Anyways, back to the matchup, the important things. Here we are, game number 1. On the blue side, we have Probe 1 in the blue. MSB, or we'll just say Christie on the ETC, Thunderblade on the Leoric, Feydragon on the Rhaegar, Reilly on the Phoenix, and Zaddy on the Debo. On the other side, though, we have Celeb Gaming. BN on the Met on Jaina, Camille playing Mal'Ganis Thrall, being played by Tiger JK. And of course, Slip is playing Sylvanas. Well, the chat is vibrant at the start. Sleep comes in from Mal'Ganis, and a ton of damage comes out on Christie. Whoever has to get out of there extremely fast. He doesn't want to die. Merlin is now chasing down that cat. Found a friend. They're not mad at each other. Like, cat's got a collar. Okay. Zaddy is gonna go and reboot her computer, so we're gonna hang out here while we wait for the game to come back into focus. I blame you. Clearly. You guys can watch in amazement as I play with my fidget spinner. I'm totally over 30, guys. Yeah, I mean, it is barely. So I guess this is still excusable. But my fidget spinner's cool because it lights up. See? Check that out. Yeah, that actually looks really good on the, or kind of cool on the camera.
Yeah.
See what the red side looks like. By the way, my point I was making before Josh Sill was that if you wanted to come in and do the replay cast tonight, I'm totally open to it. I'll just have to shut down the stream and then set up the next one, which is probably what I'm going to do anyways. That I can get you in there on the comms, all that jazz. If you're up to it, we can definitely go through and do one of your in-depth replay casts. I'll give you an option of what you want to pick. There's plenty of available options. Currently, I've only picked up Division D. Okay, more delays. Delays. Hi. That's coming. I guess we're remaking the game. Delays. As in DELAYS, not A space LAY. I'm getting weird looks. It's all good. What I live for. Oof. Yeah. Oof is right. Yeah, I love delays. Delays. How many people can we irritate out of chat? Well, how would you know? That doesn't mean there's only a couple people watching. Yeah, absolutely no ops, guys. I'm the only one allowed to do it, so. No trying that. Oh, right. Oh yeah, and this is totally gonna mess up the reporting system. But, oh well, not my problem. Well, because it won't have the draft set up, so it messes up all of their reporting for the statistics on what was banned, what was picked during the draft phase. The problem with remakes. Yeah, but that's even more time. I don't know. Generally, people don't want to do it. Yeah, it's not up to me.
What do you think about
Yu Yu Hakusho. Gonna pop up the graphic one more time. But I'm not gonna introduce the teams again, because why?
The battle begins in 10 seconds.
Yeah, I know, Rio. I know.
5, 4, 3, 2.
The game's already been delayed enough. People don't want to do it. I probably should have suggested it or forced it. My bad. But I got things to do, and I don't want to just sit through draft even longer. And so, initiation onto Christie almost kills ETC yet again. Gonna get rotations in the lane by Probe 1. Celeb Gaming is gonna start making their rotations up. No experience was lost. Good power slide from ETC, and I don't think Camille can sit here on this front line this long. They're gonna punish him for it, but he does manage to walk away. Later on, that's less risky, but at the moment, he doesn't have the talents coming through, and I do feel like Mal'Ganis is a bit talent dependent for a lot of his self-esteem. Winged guard against the physical armor damage, which is alright, I guess, in a Phoenix. Is their main form of damage. So bottom camp picked up by Probe 1. Red side camp gonna be picked up by Celeb Gaming. Celeb is gonna clean up this bottom, and they're gonna use that opportunity to move in here, but we are gonna see the invade. As they spotted only 3, but it's only a tiny movement here for ETC to come in and get the power slide, and that is actually going to be a kill onto Jaina. Met dropping low, Camille getting picked off here, and Probe 1 starting off the match really good. We do still have a favorite here, but at the same time, you know, we could see upsets happen too as well. This is not the last season fabled roster, and I think they're still trying to put things together. Quite a bit of subs. Not sure that how hard they're going to the paint with this specific group of people, so probably like their kind of version B or version C of the team. I'm pretty sure that you'll see more of their main, roster equivalent when it comes down to hero type. Hello, Arthur. What's going on? Who let you inside? So I like the camp clears on all sides. Again, really good showcase of heroic gameplay. Nice double sleep. Is actually going to put a lot of pressure on Azadius. I think she's a little bit too far out, and Christie is not in position to peel. So lots of damage onto Nazebo, and that's going to put them into a bad spot. See, Nazebo needs his health bar to help him get the damage output he needs to actually be effective in these situations. And that's a 20 minion grab there already for the side of Celeb Gaming, and I really think that this objective is going their way unless a pick can happen, although you do get a really good power slide onto Tiger JK with a zombie wall, and of course being proven wrong consistently with this Nazebo. There's a Thrall pick with a really good zombie wall. Like, it was fantastic. Triple stun by Christie, but there's no follow-up there, and now he's on an island. We do get the kill from Reilly, but was it worth? They did lose ETC for that. Now, Leo is going to be back up first, so he's going to still have a bit of an advantage when it comes down to the shrine, especially since Leo can clear this really fast. But it's hard to say whether that was like a net win. It's going to come down to who gets the shrine here, and it's going to be close. I mean, quite literally neck and neck here. Lots of damage, though, coming out onto BN. I think he stepped up a little bit too far. But it's really that's getting pressured there by the Thrall, and it is going to go to the blue side, though. Probe 1 getting the first objective. Rhaegar jumping in deep, getting that kill onto Ana. But it is Thrall who's actually out on a limb, and here we go, Probe 1 really showing off. We've got a whole level lead. They do take the first objective, which is a Mortar Punisher, which I've stated plenty of times. I actually like the upgrades to the Mortar Punisher. The burst damage is actually really good. I think the siege damage, especially when it lands onto structures, is really good. And look how much damage that does. Like, it's actually quite a bit. That Mal'Ganis dropped really low without Ana sitting there with all of those low cooldown, high burst heals. Could be quite scary, and they are going to take the first fort, and that's the thing. That's what I like about the Mortar Punisher. It puts a lot of pressure onto the heroes that are defending, and it puts a lot of pressure onto the structures if they're not defending, so. I'm going to point out we did not see Arsenal Synergy. Which, again, I rarely see Phoenix actually play. And, I think it depends a lot on the skill of the player, but also probably a lot on the ping that they play on, too, as well. But level 10 is going to come through on the side of... I already dropped all of the stuff, so we're going to see Ancestral Entomb, Mosh Pit. It looks like Planet Cracker, yeah, and Gargantuan. So very classic Wombo combo here. We're going to have set up with Entomb, probably into Mosh Pits, into Planet Cracker. Quite a few ways to disrupt this, but if the combo lands onto low mobility targets like Jaina, like Ana, it could be devastating. Lots of pressure coming on this front wall. All done by Probe 1. Slip. I don't know what he was trying to pull off there. There was no low health targets. It must have been a misclick. I think he is going Festering Wounds build here. And I think he might have accidentally double stamped it when he was throwing it out to get extra damage out. So probably a complete mess up. Good burst damage, but that is going to be Mosh Pit Planet Cracker onto only one, though. And it is going to be Rhaegar that dies. So despite the combo coming out on to Celeb Gaming, it's going to be kills onto Probe 1. 3 for nothing, actually, for full heroics used. And that's going to help catch them back up in experience. We have Celeb Gaming picking up Water Ellie Nano Boost, which of course, those two synergize fantastically together. Water Ellie Nano Boost is just a scary amount of damage, and we saw it actually come out. It was pretty effective. Carrying Swarm, because why would you not? It's a really good ult. And of course, Wailing Arrow. The burst damage that applies, the AoE silence is a great combo, great follow-up. You know, it's got a lot of utility despite only doing, you know, kind of a big AoE silence, but it's got good burst damage. So you can use it in 1v1 situations, you can use it for good setup, like they definitely have lots of value. And then of course it is going to be Earthquake, rather than Sundering, and I think there's lots of arguments. The one thing I don't like about Earthquake into this specific composition though is the fact that there are a lot of good high mobility heroes here that aren't going to be as punished by it. Teleport out with Phoenix, Power Slide out with ETC, Ghost Walk out with Leoric. Like, there's a lot of ways to kind of mitigate the effect of Earthquake. But if he gets a good flank with a good engagement on it, it can still be quite effective. And they only need it to really work for a couple seconds to lock someone down to get that burst damage from Nano Jaina and Sylvanas. Phoenix, not sure what he was doing there. And despite a fantastic early game, we're starting to see Probe 1 start to fall apart in the late game here. And with the, you know, we saw Nano Jaina come out. He did hit 13s in enough time to actually hit the Icy Veins, but didn't actually pick up the talent. And of course, Nano Boost Jaina with Icy Veins is gross. Does a lot of damage. So we'll see if we get a re-engagement here. I don't think it's going to happen. The death timers are starting to get a little bit too long, and the wave clear is just a little too high. It's going to be the first objective for Celeb Gaming, and it is going to be Frozen Punisher. Frozen Punishers are probably, since the changes to Punishers, the stronger ones versus, say, like the Arcane or the Mortar. But what really makes them nasty is Sylvanas's, especially, as you can see right here. The fact that it just makes it live so much longer, and even coming up onto this assault with the Frozen Punisher shutting down the structures themselves, all that siege coming out, it's still not going to take as much damage as the other ones take. Although, because of where the spawns went, that was a good pull. We're going to see here, this is going to live twice as long as it normally would. Just due to the fact that it shuts down structures. Good value. They did get the top. Thrall was split, making sure he's getting ahead in the experience. So half a level lead so far. And we're just going to start to see the slow siege start to happen here with the Sylvanas. Onto all the structures. No Remorseless on Jaina. Instead going for the Cold Embrace. 20% damage reduction. A good pick though, look like, on the Thrall, but that's the thing about Earthquake. It's really good at avoiding picks. And so we see the Entomb come out, but it's a little bit too late. As 3 go down for Probe 1, and these late game team fights are not going in their favor right now. Zeba's going to get picked off there, and that is going to be probably a fort. We'll see. They might actually make the call here with this big wave in the top lane, and the Catapult to just go for the keep, which is a strong play. Good eyes. They saw where the rotation should be. I mean, this can threaten core, so we'll see if they are feeling that confident. I don't think so, but death timers are still not quite that short or long, so. But Celeb Gaming definitely in the lead now as they take the first keep of the game. But it is only one lane, and the rest of the lanes do still have forts in them, while simultaneously on the other side of the map we do have forts gone. So there's still lots of areas here where Probe 1 can get back into the game. They are not so far out of it yet as to claim Dire. They really just need to survive the 20. But those stacks have been coming in through well, which is not bad at 110. That means 175 by level 20 is definitely feasible. But it's tough to keep your structures alive into Sylvanas, especially if you're playing safe. So we'll have to see if that's something they can do. They're going to have to forfeit map control, although they do have 16s. So I do think that they're looking for something to happen here. And now they're going to see the siege come in. So we'll see if the rotation actually comes out from the remainder. But Thrall is keeping tabs on that rotation, so they don't get any good flanks. And given the fact, he might have gone in a little bit too far. Seeing lots of damage coming in onto him, but look at all that self-sustained. A 3-man mosh pit on the backline, though, is going to do wonders. And that's going to be 3 kills for Probe 1. They're finally going to get back into the game with that. And I think we're going to see a full team wipe here on Celeb Gaming. Tiger JK is going to actually do a pretty good escape here. Nice route, going to keep him alive. So not a full 5-man team wipe. Although I don't know if he can really get out of this. But he can definitely buy time. That is what he's doing so far. Seems to be pinned here, though. Well, he's going to go for that trade. Nope. He's dead. So, it's staggered death, too, as well. It means that there isn't going to be really any chance for amount of attack back here. And a bit of an overextension in this bottom lane is going to cost Celeb Gaming the lead that they had established themselves. So they're going to get this top camp too, as well as a counter push, while this Arcane Punisher pushes down bottom. And when it's Heroic Division, this Arcane Punisher in the bot lane is very much a threat to the keep. But maybe I was a little bit off. I don't know. We're at 136 stacks. Nazeebo is doing his best to try to get that 175 before level 20 hits. It's hard to say if that's going to happen. But again, what has the Nazeebo done this game really? He's done okay damage, I guess. XP totals, maybe that's been him. No, it's been Leoric. Leoric's been doing a really good job of it. Pop up the talents again so people can say. And that is going to be a kill onto Thrall. Gets the pick off, and this is probably going to be the end of the game if they don't get an exchange here. This Arcane Punisher getting a lot of pressure onto the backline. Thunderblade doing lots of work on the Leoric. Even if it goes down here, not a big deal. If they kill the Amalganis, that is a fair trade anyone will take. Is this end of game worthy? I think so. Like, I do think that they can definitely put the pressure in here. We're going to see a good defense come out. A lot of the damage is still available. But it's going to be a tough one. And that is going to be a bolt into Mosh Pit. Slip doing his best to kill Phoenix, and it might be a good defense. I don't know. If they get the kill on the Met, though, things are not going to be good. And the damage here from Nazeebo, the one thing that you can definitely say about him is while the poison doesn't come in for team fights until level 20, his poison on structures is definitely there. And that's going to be game number 1 going to Probe 1. So Celeb Gaming actually dropping game number 1. And it's because here it is. I secretly really like Nazeebo, and I just shit talk him a lot so that he manages to find victories whenever I do. That's what I'm going with. Absolutely. Make sure the overlays are correct. Sorry about that, guys. And I'm going to answer you, Yawners, and say, no, I don't think the stagger was worth. I'm pretty certain that stagger death was not worth, especially when he gets picked off again in the bottom lane right after he respawns. So definitely not worth. Anyways, we'll pop up the talents really quick. And I'll get us into game number 2 here in just a moment. So yeah, it was an intense game number 1. So Celeb Gaming dropping another map this season. Now we saw them do kind of the same thing game number 1 versus Keanu Reeves, and then they kind of turned it on for game 2 and 3. So I wouldn't get too far ahead of ourselves to say that this is in the bag for Probe 1, but it was a really good start. I'm gonna say that they had control over the early game. They threw a lot in the mid game. But then they got that 3-man mosh pit into Planet Cracker, and that just flipped the game around again. 5-man team wipe, Arcane Punisher, bot lane, no fort. You know, and it's Heroic Division. When that kind of thing happens, it's tough to defend. Even, you know, when they're relatively good skill, because again, both sides are good skill. So, you know, you can end games that way quite well. So here's the lobby invite. They're going to be going to Towers of Doom. Don't know who map pick was. Looks like map pick was again Probe 1. So I'll pop up the graphic there so everyone can see. So I'm lobby host again, apparently. Alrighty. They'd be ready for game number 2 shortly here. All right, all the readies are through, so we should be getting into the match here right away.
Towers of Doom.
And here we go. Game number 2, Towers of Doom. Bit of a different map than Infernal Shrines, but generally a popular one, so commonly played. So both teams should have a pretty good idea of what they want to do on the map. It's gonna be first ban and Uberak again. Keeping up the consistency on the bans on an Noob. I mean, when well played, it's still good. So, I don't know. It's definitely not first pick, first ban as it once was, but clearly they do think it's still first ban worthy though. Hero going to be taken off the board. I'm not surprised. New hero. Still probably feeling a bit overtuned. No, wind's really starting to come through. I think there's a storm rolling in. So hopefully the power doesn't go out. Anna is going to be the next ban. And Abathur. There's a new one. Last time I checked, I wasn't sure Abathur was doing too hot. I'll have to take a look. Yeah, he's not. 11%, so unpopular, and 29% win rate. Not good. I mean, again, low popularity, low win rate doesn't generally mean the hero isn't powerful. It just means that for the people that have been drafting it, they haven't been able to get it to work. Gonna get Maiev. That's actually a good pickup too as well. Seeing some good Maievs actually in Rogue Division. Battlejet showing his stuff on the last match I casted here. And it's a decent win rate. It's not as powerful as it had been, but it's a hard hero into good teams, and 44% still respectable. It's not a bad win rate. It's not above 50, but it's not really that far out of it. Falstad, on the other hand, though, is having a much better season with a pretty much like the complete reverse at 56%. So Garrosh Sylvanas. I mean, Garrosh, Maiev, pretty classic combo. And Sylvanas is more or less considered one of the best follow-ups for damage. These days, anyways. Thunderblide's going to pick back up that Leoric. We saw him going in the 13-16 slot, more of the Spectral Leak Mithril Mace build. It does do a lot as damage. Put quite a bit good pressure onto the enemy team. I didn't actually mind that that pickup. Stukov going to be the man. And that's going to be followed by ETC. I'm going to pop up the ETC stats because I'm pretty sure those are really high still in almost every division. Yeah, 65% win rate. Very good. Yeah, it's probably more likely Hinterlands. You only have one boss to control on this map, and you don't necessarily need Gust to really be the threat there. I'm actually probably expecting the Hinterlands to be the meme here. And since ETC is off the board, we're going to get Johanna. I'm pretty sure it's statistically the strongest tank in the game right now. 60% win rate with a 95% popularity. Yeah, it's not as high as 65% at ETC, but given the fact that she's picked or banned twice as much, I think that kind of levels it out in Johanna's favor. Tiger JK going for them risky plays with the Zeratul. We'll see what build he goes. I'm actually quite curious. But you know, if he's going classic Q build, late game hero like Zeratul can be a real problem. And on this map in particular, where you can kind of bank on the late game, not a bad pickup. Zarya going to be the pickup as well. Another good hero that scales well into the late game, especially with Silence Graviton Surge nowadays, although Expulsion Zone is still very commonly taken. I don't know. Good set of drafts on both sides. I like both. We're getting an off-lane Zeratul, which is fine. On this map in particular, actually, off-lane Zeratul is perfectly fine. He does double soak just about as well as Zul, or maybe not as well as Zul, but safer in a lot of cases. Has gaking capabilities. It's quite mobile, and at level 4, once he gets the tick, he's just as fast as Malthael is. Yeah, it's definitely going to be storming here, so we'll see how well the replay casts go tonight.
Apparently tomorrow we're in for a thunderstorm.
So maybe I should be trying to get them done anyways. Anyways, we're going to get into game number 2, guys. On the blue side, we have Probe 1. Really on the Zarya, Thunderblade on the Leoric, Zaddy on the Falstad, Feydragon on the Tyrande, and Christy and Johanna on the red side. We're looking for the equalizer. We have Celeb Gaming, Slip on the Maiev, Bien on the Anduin, Met playing Sylvanas, Camille on the Garrosh, and of course Tiger JK playing the Zeratul.
5, 4.
Yeah, Virtuoso, I can... Well, hopefully we don't have to remake again. That would be appreciated. I do agree with the sentiment of the fact that they only have Falstad for their main DPS, and Zarya in non-era matches can be played around. They don't have a lot of great kill pressure. Falstad has to play out of his mind to get good kill pressure, and it's going to be tough into a hyper-aggressive composition like Maya of Zeratul. Oh, we're not ready. All right. Do. Waiting it out. Where's my fidget spinner? For times like these. It's the hero we need. If not the one that we deserve. I can't R. Sure, I can R, but you can't see it. Yeah, I can't unpause. Because they can't see it. They just don't let me. And you can't see me, cat.
One. Fight.
I'm so surprised that people still don't know this yet. That I legitimately can't do anything. If you don't give me a referee, which of course I was host and I could have changed myself to referee. But, yeah, without referee, you can't see my text. It's all just... I know, it was definitely a bit of my fault there that I didn't make the adjustment. But there's reasons that I also don't generally like to make the lobbies, so... Because I'm lazy, and I like other people doing it for me. Obvious answer. Well, Camille looking for that false death throw, but doesn't quite get into range. He had a bit of damage, but as we've kind of already talked about before, not a whole lot of kill pressure on Garrosh. He's most likely going to be able to just do whatever he wants. And, yeah, like, Zeratul's not going to be able to trade with the Yorick in lane. I mean, even as he gets more talents, yeah, we're going to get Q build, so this is a late game call. Good pressure. I mean, they are going to roam around as 4. And the rotations have been good. Roborun still a little bit behind, though, in the XP, because they have been losing a couple minions here and there on the rotations. Now they're going to split up, which I think is the right call. Falstack can fly into the mid. They're just going to siege with Zarya, Turan, Johanna. But Met's just going to be able to free clear this camp. And that's going to be that for the bottom lane. Slip looking for a pull in. Is going to hit the Zarya. Shield is gone. So now here comes the burst damage, and that's significant. And yeah, there's just not a lot of counter damage threat. If Zarya can't sit there and basically auto attack without dying, the amount of damage that they can do in sustained fights is going to be very limited. We can see the engagement coming in here, and that's going to be a dead Tyrant. Do get the rotation in from Johanna. She was a little bit slow onto it. The fly in from Falstad was enough to put some pressure in, but again, I don't think he's going to survive through this. The sustained fight goes in favor of Celeb Gaming again. They were outnumbered, so it's not that big of a surprise. With the kill onto Tehran and having no sustained damage left over, it's not really of a surprise there. So we're going to 1-for-1 trade in the top lane, and we're probably going to see this one given up. They are going to go for the stall, but could be a risky move. Falstad flies into a pretty scary position. They do get the channel. No stalls coming through. 5-man kind of defense here. Leoric was slow on the rotation, but I think it's fine. He's looking for that extra experience. Gank attempt in the mid lane with Maya of Zeratul. That is something that Leoric does need to worry about. And now the 4-man finds a 3-man. Garrosh is going to peel himself away with a nice Q. Already stacked to his full level 1 talent, 3 minutes and 50 seconds in. That's the level of play we are at right now. Though Slip might be in trouble. I actually don't think he's got a lot of ways out. Oh, yeah, he does. He finds the E. I thought he might have already used the E, as I was slow getting to that moment. The invade's coming through, but this is Saria's town, but I don't know, that throw in from Falstad. Gonna guarantee the kill. They do get Slip, and Camille might actually drop here, but Zeratul making the rotation. They do still get the Garrosh. Tiger JK trying to put some pressure in, but actually this fight goes in favor of Probe 1, and they're gonna get another kill there. 1 for 3. I'll take that trade any day. And they get the camp. And that's gonna go right onto the fort, which is also fortunate. So flying from Falstad, gonna probably use bribe stacks to be able to clear this up quickly so that they can get it pressuring the lane. And yeah, not bad. The macro is being played well by Probe 1. Leoric's been doing the double soaking extremely well. We can actually bring up those numbers, and you can see he's actually 1,200 experience ahead of Zeratul. That's significant. That's not a small amount. And of course, with kills, they're also another 800 ahead, and that's we can definitely see a bit of that effect coming through. So Vadas is very good at defending these, though. Here comes the pressure onto Mets, and I don't know. Is that Q build? No, it is Feel the Heat. One of those moments where I wonder if Q build's the better option because they don't have. I mean, I don't know. Feel the Heat is good into Zeratul, into Garrosh, into Maiev, so it probably is the right call. But a lot of these situations, the grenade build would be actually putting a lot of pressure onto these retreating heroes. Good flank by Slip, but I don't know if it's going to get them anything. In the end, this 4-man here in the bottom lane doing what it's designed to do, and the double soak from Leoric is well ahead. Zeratul is playing catch up here for sure. He has the tools to keep up with Leoric for sure, no doubt about it, but he's going to need a little bit of a boost, and that's actually what we're going to see from Slip here. He's going to pop up here in the mid lane, grab that wave, so that he can try to catch Zeratul kind of back up. But yeah, with Q build, he can't do anything against him. There's no way to pressure Leoric out of the lane. Does miss the Q, though. That could be good. There are little areas he can get ahead in the fights. Juke around and all that kind of stuff. But we do still see a pretty significant experience lead. Hana going to scout out the Zeratul and Garrosh. Probably just going to get a trade here. Everyone just protecting it. Now, Falstad might be a little bit out. Slip did not land the W pull, which is fine, I guess. He didn't really need to. Just trying to get down there to the minions, actually. It might have been the core of the rotation there. Garrosh able to just kind of walk through and, of course, walk out, as is tradition. Nice engagement, though. This is a 5-man VP. The Gust coming out to prevent it, and that's going to be a light bomb, and that's a huge team wipe. Oh, man. Gotta say, that chokehold did not go well for for Probe 1 there. That's going to change the face of the game. You can't be taking 5-man team wipes like that. And but how do you avoid it in the choke like that with all the tools they've got? You know, Warden's Cage plus the pole sets them all up for a 5-man VP into Light Bomb taunt. Follow up silence, like this whole heroic lineup is nothing but designed to just destroy people in chokeholds. We're gonna get lightning build. Yeah, we'll probably have to see if we get the and here comes another light bomb. Good gust though this time, as the combo wasn't ready. And things could turn around here. Long sustained fights do favor Probe 1. Throw in though on Christie, might get the kill. Well played there. They were able to kind of dodge out of the sustained damage that was coming through. And then they turn around the fight with a good throw on Johanna. So another double pick, and things are going from bad to worse for Probe 1. They are significantly behind after that fight. Like, it is not... Finding a way back into this game is going to be almost impossible. They get caught into the chokes. Because what they want to do with this composition is 4-man. Like, that's all they want to do. They want a 4-man push bot lane. While Leora covers that is the point of this draft. And the issue here is that as they 4-man, they're going to get collapsed upon by Maiev. It's going to set them up into taunt Warden Cage. There we got another double taunt. Warden Cage onto 3, onto 4. Light Bomb's going to come through, land onto 1. And no, that was not a really well executed combo. And maybe without the Void Prison, it's not going to be as clean. Though things are not going too well in the follow-up fight to this. Now we're going to get the rotation from Zeratul. He's going to land the VP onto 2 targets. And the follow-up, is it going to be here enough to get the kills they need? And it looks like it is. There goes Tyrande. So despite a poorly executed combo to start things off, and losing Maiev in the process, in the end, Leoric didn't make the rotation down. Zeratul did. The VP lands on 2, and that's going to be another couple kills. Which composition do you mean, Kelsier? Do you mean Probe 1s?
Be swift, heroes. Do not let the Gravekeeper's cronies reach the altars before you. This realm and mine alone.
And that's going to be a really poor trade for Zaddy. No longer can sit there for the fight. Poling going to come in on Reilly. The shield's going to come up in time, just in time. But Starfall's dropped and isn't going to get a whole lot of value. This is going to get pushed in. They will clear it out with a gust, but stepping up to do so is going to cost Zarya. Yeah, instead of Falstad, I mean, I agree that the problem with this draft is that Falstad's damage is unreliable, and he doesn't have a lot of like self-sustain, especially since he didn't go for like the level 4 talent that gives you like the auto attack heals. I do think that the problem with this comp is that it wants to 4-man grouped, and all that CTV took was a ton of AoE that just punishes that style like really well. I think if you're going to run this into a Zeratul, leave something like that up. You want something like Sanctification. Something that nullifies it out. Anything that can kind of stop that AoE combo from coming through. Any type of disruption would work. But yeah, I do think that a core issue here is they don't have the sustain and or burst the true sustain from the backline and or the burst damage they need to win fights. 3-man taunt into a light bomb. Only going to land on 2, but that might be enough. We do finally see Leoric come in here, and I think that's also been a bit of another issue that we've been seeing, but they have been fighting under a tower. Zeratul finally comes in, so like Leoric had the rotation advantage there. But yeah, these fights are just going bad from worse. But they couldn't, again, we couldn't see them clean up the fight fast enough. And that tower just kept shooting people. And despite getting a pretty good like rotation advantage and a good aggression, just didn't have enough to be able to get the kills. Yeah, I mean, Volley might even work, but again, with it's risky with Zeratul with this whole composition, because things like Void Prison just set up the kills onto targets like that. Like, I get what you're saying for sure, and you're not wrong. Like, the design here is about getting all that kind of hyper carry damage. And Falstead's not a hyper carry. And that is the core issue with the comp itself. But I also think that into what CTV is playing, and this is going to be into the game, it just wasn't good. But that's fine. They get another game to try, and that's the beauty of winning game number 1. So we are going to go into game number 3. Well played, Celeb Gaming, taking the next victory and bringing this back in. Zeratul was last pick. Nope. Zero was a last pick. They have the option to ban it in the second ban phase. Maiev was first pick, followed by Sylvanas Garrosh, and then it was Anduin Zeratul. And on the other side, they picked Leoric Falstead right off the bat. Followed that with Johanna Tyrande, and then last picked the Zarya. So I like I said, I know what they were looking for, but it just, I think with the Zeratul, it just completely threw that draft off entirely. And again, Maiev doesn't help either, because again, it groups them all up for all of that AoE punish with the taunt, with the light bomb, with the wailing arrow. So even without the setup from, they still punish the group up kind of factor of this composition really well. I don't know, it was well executed. It was looking okay at the beginning of the game, but yeah, once tens came in, it looked pretty scary. Alrighty, just gonna wait to see what we get for game number 3 here. If they give me host again, I'll make... Yeah, well, statistically right now, he has an over 60% win rate in Heroic Division. So Falstead, in a bubble, has been performing well. Falstead in that composition, though, was not going to perform well. There's definitely good places for Gust, but yeah, I think comboed with the Zarya is the problem. You needed another form of DPS, like true DPS. Relying on the Zarya to kind of filler that out for you, not a good idea, I don't think. If you're gonna do that, you need like a hyper aggressive offlane player, like Illidan. Yeah, I don't think you're going to get anyone arguing with you about that one there, Kelsier. Like, if you're not using the global aspect of Falstead, then why draft it? There's other heroes that just do a better job. So we've got our game, we've got our match. It is going to be map pick again. We're going to be on a bit of a wait here as people are going to buy it. I mean, that's how it was set up. I don't know if that is the truth, though. Okay, yeah, it is. Update it. Bagel bites, no. Or pizza rolls, no. I don't think so. I think they just think I look like a pizza roll kind of guy. Which you're not wrong. But tonight was not a pizza roll night. It was a spaghetti and garlic bread night. I'm looking at my face right now. There's no spaghetti there. What are you talking about?
Or
My shirt should be fine as I just put it on after I ate. Charmander? Nothing childish about Charmander. What are you talking about? Well, that sounds good. Yeah. I like pizza rolls. Like again, you're not normally wrong. We do like things like pizza rolls, slash roll, bagel bites, those kinds of things. But yeah, generally not.
lunch, maybe?
We're definitely like breakfast for dinner type people. But it was spaghetti tonight, which was good. Italian sausage instead of beef. It's tasty. Garlic bread too. Everyone likes garlic bread. Well, I appreciate it. Thank you very much. Probably a stretch. Definitely not the best looking gentleman around, but, you know, it could be worse. I've seen worse. And I've been better, but this is what you get now. You get the guy in the Charmander shirt with the hair sticking up, playing with a fidget spinner, wherever it is. Haha! Found it. Again, you can totally tell I'm over 30.
Not missing things. Are they?
They might be. It did say ready, and I was not paying attention. But then they got an "oh, not ready" right after that, so it's all good. I'm not the one holding up the show here. Jeez, we're really dragging this one out, guys. It's gonna be like a 2-hour stream. Might have to postpone my my thing to tomorrow. We'll see. I don't know if many people want to stick around for late night. I don't know. I think both these teams are very, very flexible. It's really hard to say. Okay, we've got all the readies through. I'm going to start the game now. Yeah, I think it's flexible on all ends. We already saw Maiev come out once, and this is another good Maiev map. It's also commonly late game unless it snowballs hard. So Zeratul is very possible too as well. So we could see similar comp. Not sure about Falstad here. Not really my big choice. I think Sylvanas is a really good pickup as well. Merc Queen on the the mercenary camps is really strong here. So, and those are all heroes that we've seen pretty regularly. Garrosh is definitely a good play, but really all the main tanks are good here. Diablo, Johanna, Garrosh, etc. are all strong. Nubrak's probably gonna get banned again, so I don't think we need to worry too much about that. Haha, I was right. Yeah, I sorry if things are dropping frames. It looks like it's working fine now. But yeah, it is looking a little bit choppy. I can see what you're talking about. Yeah, like there's a storm going on right now too. You might even be able to hear it. The thunder is not light, so. Yeah. And the Zebo ban, interesting. I mean, this is a map that goes late game. We saw the Maiev ban come out, so not too much of a surprise there. I'll check I can check my stream feed. Pretty sure it's bitching about my bitrate right now. It might correct itself. Now it's saying the connection line is excellent, so it shouldn't be too bad. But I see a dip. But it is climbing back up, so it should be fine. Maiev Kira. And there's the first pick, Sylvanas, so not too much surprise there. Yeah, I had a crash yesterday, first time in I don't even think it's ever happened to me before on this computer. So. But it is old. My processor is about 9 years old. Yeah. It was a good processor, but it's definitely getting worn out. So yeah, Garrosh, Ana, the only real flex here. We saw Leoric, Jaina being the first pickups on the other side. So that's kind of the first change up. But really big on the early Jainas. Ana was picked up in game number 1. So we're going to see it again in game number 3. And now we're going to see Zeratul removed, and I think that's wise. The VPs just put a lot of that like inevitability into the team fights that you don't want to really go up against. It was hard enough into what they had. Add on top of that VP, it's just really worth. I think it's hard to say. Kira, I think for certain players is really strong. I think at the top level, people have been saying that she's a strong pick. I think it's early, but I think she's still overtuned, so yeah, it's probably worth banning. Especially if you don't have a lot of practice playing into it is really the problem. More so, I think, than the actual hero itself is the fact that if you don't have a lot of experience into the hero outside of Storm League, it's a risk anytime you look at it. Blaze Alarak. So Zeratul off the field, so we're gonna get Alarak instead. I like it. This map actually, Alarak is quite strong. And Blaze gives you that safety for Ana in the backline, which I think is understated a lot. Blaze actually does peel backline targets really well with bunker. If they go bunker. If not, then it doesn't do that, but we'll see. Phoenix again from Really. Obviously had some good synergies in the first game, so gonna see if they can... I mean, this is basically the first game draft. With a Jaina instead of a Nazebo was banned. Whereas on the other side, Alarak's new, Blaze is new, Sylvanas is new. Well, not new. Actually, not. I think Sylvanas was picked all 3 games. By CTV, for that matter. Man, that thunder's loud. Yeah, positioning's going to be a problem. That's no doubt about it. Alarak Garrosh is a great combination with players that play it well. Control Shift G for the graphic. Looking for an upset victory here. Probe 1 did get the first game. Maybe they can close out the third. Christie on the Johanna, Feydragon on the Rhaegar, Thunderblade on the Leoric, Reilly on the Phoenix, and Zaddy on the Jaina. On the other side, we have Celeb Gaming, Slip on the Blaze, Bian on the Anna, the Anna Banana. The Tiger JK playing Alarak, Met on Sylvanas, and of course Camille playing Garrosh. So, lamenting the fun part of the game with the lack of Nazebo. I'm not sure exactly what what the fun aspects of Nazebo really is. Someone else can explain that to me, and I won't care. I mean, you can make the argument that pretty much everyone suffers from good Alarak plays. Like, if you're a squishy backliner and you're getting hit by combos, you're never in a good spot. Nobody has fun with that, whether you're Phoenix or not. I guess Phoenix with the larger hitbox, it's double the sizes of Jaina's, means that his ability to avoid those combos is significantly reduced. I mean, he does have some sustain tools against it with the shields, but I'm not really a Phoenix player, so. I'll argue that Probe 1's draft is less... What do you want to call it? I'm trying to think of the magic term of when you make a deck that is very specific. Like, I'm just gonna make elves, and that's it. Themed, I guess. Yeah, it's a little bit less themed, a little bit more adaptable, a little bit more mid-range, if you want to put it that way. And I think having a bit of mid-range is better into this composition than having something a little bit more that's so very specific to, you know, one style of play that you're trying to execute. Here you've got macro with the Leoric, but you don't need to rely on his double soaking to do anything. You don't need a 4-man push a lane. You don't have to rely on grouped up sustained fights to win. You've got elements of everything kind of together. You got the Jaina slows adding to the purification salvos. You're also going to get totems from Rhaegar that's going to help with that, plus slows from Jaina, plus slows from Leoric. So all of that's going to combo into purification salvo, but they're probably not going to go that. They're going to go for the Planet Cracker, which is a little bit more themed. But that's a really good track down by Camille, and is going to get the first blood on the side of CTV against Phoenix. Good kill. And kind of amplifies exactly what you guys were talking about, which is that playing Phoenix into this composition is kind of scary. Jaina's good into Garrosh, but she has to be there to keep him in line. If she's not constantly putting the pressure on, then they're always into more risk. Combo comes out to see if he can snag the Rhaegar, but it's a little bit misaimed. I'd actually been aimed at the Jaina. And without applied force, he doesn't have that range increase that he was looking for there. I think is always kind of the struggle with early Alarak, is you're like, wait, I don't have applied force. Good stun, though, coming out from Slip. Going to put a lot of pressure onto Christie. But the trade-out from Reilly is pretty good. He got a lot of damage onto Camille. But a good pull-in back onto Christie again. Good throw. But I think we're going to trade out Camille for Phoenix. The Garrosh for Phoenix. Met is so super low, but the kill is going to come back out onto 2 other targets. That's going to be 1 for 3, so in the end, the sustained fight definitely goes in favor of Celeb Gaming. And I'm going to point out again, you know, the thing about heroic matches you'll notice is that they hit those experienced points significantly faster than any division lower than them. Alright, so first objective, gonna go to the side of Celeb Gaming. It sucks to get behind, but at the same time, early protectors don't do a ton. And if you've got Phoenix Jaina that can step up to do the damage, they can burn this down pretty quick. Celeb Gaming just looking to get the front walls. All you really need to get with this. Mid front wall, fantastic. Burn half a health bar for that. You can get the top front wall as well, which is exactly what they're looking to grab. Then I think you come out ahead. If you can snag the well too on top of that, fantastic. If not, yeah, all right. And I think they are going to be able to get everything. No, they don't get the well, and the collapse is going to come in here, but they don't have Jaina, and that's a problem. They're not going to get onto Ana, or are they? Yes, they do. There goes Ana, and that's actually going to turn the fight around a little bit here. Lots of pressure coming in from Met onto Leoric. That rotation was good, though. They got the kill into Ana. That's going to help put things a little bit... you know, another thing they got out of that was a turret. That's a pretty big win. This is risky, though. Phoenix in the bot lane to deal with Blaze. I'm not sure if that's necessary. I guess maybe they feel like if they bring up Leoric here instead, he's at less risk of getting killed by Alarak. Leo can survive through it a little bit more reliably. Good engagement. Nice rotation from Slips. Going to put all that pressure on Christie, and that's just not going to be a fast enough Ancestral. Pop up the talent. Sorry, guys. Yeah, I'm imagining that the switch up in kind of where they have them placed, putting Phoenix into the bot lane is a direct response to the fact that Phoenix into Alarak is risky. Trying to get that huge lightning going on outside, guys. Holy crap. That was crazy. I saw all the arcs across the sky. It was nuts. There's like 4 of them. So we are going to see Celeb Gaming pop over to the other side and steal the turret. They're going to get back the item advantage that they kind of lost in that top lane. Good rotations from them. They're playing full sky really strong. I do like the adapt from Probe 1, though. Put Phoenix in the bot lane. Put Leoric in the top. Give them less targets to pick off, and it's been working. You can kind of punish the Garrosh a little bit harder with that too as well. And Phoenix will win the bottom lane too as well. Just as hard as Leo would. 2-1 to Alarak into a 3-man counter-strike, but it's not going to matter. It's going to be the kill. So counter-strike kill for an Entomb Blessed Shield. I think I'll take that trade. Actually gives them priority on the objective. And they catch up in experience because of it. That's a good 1-2 punch from that. Doesn't look like they're going to get objective priority, though. just was a little bit too early. Rotation's going to finally come up here, though, and that will allow them to get positioning here. But they are still down to heroics. Lots of damage coming out from Matt onto Thunderblade. They will clean up this camp. But yeah, I mean, Leoric is low. And they still didn't get any percentage. Good throw onto Christie. I don't know if he's got what it takes to get out of here. We're going to have to see an Ancestral come out to save him. That's exactly what happens, but the anti-heal basically negates it. And in the meantime, Alaric's going to get the kill on the backline on Jaina. And then the Entomb with the pull, actually, from Alaric is going to put Phoenix on the wrong side of it. And what was designed or meant to save him instead probably ended up killing him. They didn't use the healing item in that whole exchange, which I think was a misplay. But one thing you can't argue is they got 2 turrets out because of it. And they can come back in for this fight. So 2 turrets are down. Actually, they're going to go down to the bottom lane and grab the turret. So there's going to be turret healing item into turret healing item. I don't know. I think going for their turret is risky because they're already losing so much percentage on the objective in the top lane. But they're going to go for it. I don't know how they stall this out. Good engagement onto Tiger JK. Another Entomb lands onto Alarak, onto Garrosh, and Anna. Anna only getting out because of the into the fray. But that's going to be a negative trade. Although the kill coming out does get it. And with Alarak out of the way, Phoenix is going to be able to just free attack into this. And I don't think that Slip is going to walk away. Although, what the heck just happened there? Met just came through and just wiped the floor with Jaina and Johanna. So despite the fact that Phoenix was really starting to win that fight for them, that definitely turned on them hard there. Although Leoric is back up, this is one thing you do have to argue about Leoric, is he can be quite frustrating to deal with. Entomb's gonna come out, anti-heal, but that's just gonna be a dead. No, he's still alive. But again, we're gonna get another fight up here, and all items are gone. Everything is even, except for the fact that 16s are on the side of Celeb Gaming, so that might actually do the nail in the coffin for them. Bit unfortunate. Yeah, they don't have 16s. They can't keep fighting this. Johanna has to clear up the mid-bot lane, so through attrition, Celeb Gaming, and a really good play from Matt, they're actually going to pull off the second objective victory here. Now, you could try to push this down top lane, but I think that's risky, especially with 5 members up. So I think they're going to go for the mid-fort play and then see if they can snipe this bottom fort wall in well. Good thing about Sylvanas, too, on this map, it really does make the protectors get a little bit more value. Shutting down those forts does a lot of work. Phoenix stepping up to put pressure on the Blaze. Alarak realizing that, rotating in to see if he can get some pressure on the Phoenix. Doesn't hit the combo though. So we're just gonna make the rotation down here in the bottom lane, but front wall's gone. Here's the thing about the Protector though. Tank and healer are out. So the engagement might come through, and that's actually what's gonna happen. We actually saw the silence arrow coming up, but look at the health bars are super low. Bunker's gonna come out and keep Blaze alive. That was a good bunker. Definitely kept him alive. That bunker didn't go off. That was a dead Blaze for sure. From the Purification Salvo. Good defense though from Probe 1, and they're not falling too far behind in experience, so. Despite losing second objective, they're not sitting too terribly behind, but we're gonna see the re-engagement here in the bottom lane. This could be risky though. We still have Blessed Shield and Tomb up. Did Ancestral just get cast? Oh. No, it's a 90-second cooldown. What are we talking about? Pop up the sounds here for a second. Good damage into Tiger JK. Blessed Shield could come out and be a real problem here. That's going to be Nano Alarak into a Counter-Strike. Lots of damage onto Rhaegar, and he is in big trouble. That is going to be a kill. But the health bars are still pretty low here on the side of Celeb Gaming. If they don't come out here on top of this fight, it could look pretty bad. But they do get the kill on Leoric. But Blaze does go down, and now with Water Ellie, they could pressure this a little bit harder. It is going to be 2 for 1. Celeb Gaming still a bit ahead. Leoric will be up back sooner, though, so they got to make something happen with that slight advantage. And Nano Boost is down. The thing about Nano Boost, though, is short cooldown. Same thing with Counter-Strike. That's been getting a lot of good value. You guys are all telling me talents when I've already pulled them out. Sorry about the lag. Yeah, it seems to be dropping frames again. Big spike down, so it's just climbing back up again. Unstable. Yeah. It's back up though. Sorry about that, guys. It should be righting itself. Top lane fight. Good Entomb. That could be a problem. Garrosh goes down. Counter-Strike is going to come out, but it's going to be Ana and Garrosh dead here. Both turrets being dropped, and they're getting value, but it is Alarak that dies, but here comes the counter damage. Can Sylvanas get the kills? No, the Phoenix is able to level out. Slow comes in, but that's a 3 for 1, and the 1 is Leoric, so that's a good trade. Yeah, my goal was to do some replay casts tonight, but I think I'm going to have to bail on that plan, given the way the storms are going. And the fact that my network connection is just not stable enough. I do apologize. Yeah, I'll have to try tomorrow, I think, to get those done. And if not, just do it again on Monday. Just perfectly fine. There's nothing wrong with that. Just delays it out a little bit longer than I'd like, but yeah, if my connection's going to be doing this, it's not enjoyable to watch.
Take control of it.
So 20 to 20 fight in the bot lane is what it all comes down to. And even if you get this objective, the sad thing is there's no guarantees that you can walk this into core. So like, this is the thing about Volskaya and the new way it is. It's really hard to get the victories out of the objectives. Even in the late game. You have to win these fights hard, but even then you have to push so hard. Sylvanas gives an advantage. Water Ellie's out, but the problem here with this bottom shrine is that's hard to get clean engagements. The team that can kind of come in on them later, Bunker coming out to keep Blaze alive. Phoenix getting the Ancestral at the last second. He literally had 8 health. So Blessed Shield to try to disengage this fight out long enough for Nano to come off, and they actually managed to pull it off. So Taunt Counter-Strike are still available, which still means that I guess the heroic advantage is definitely in favor of Celeb Gaming. But Nano is down, and that's a big deal. I think that is something that you can feel somewhat confident going into, especially when you've got Water Ellie and Entomb up next. They're going to be up in just about 10 seconds. So with those, you can engage and you can get kills. And if they find a low mobility target with the Entomb and get Water Ellie out onto that target, oh, this might be where it is. There's the taunt, though, to stop it from coming through. But the Silence Entomb does land onto 2, and that's going to nerf the sustain so bad, and Met goes down. There's the Counter-Strike to see if they can get the kills, but that is a full man, 4-man team wipe. Anna stays alive, just barely. And they're going to have to just hard siege this. They are going to get the Protector, but they just leave one down there and bring it up. And in fact, they're going to actually swap with Phoenix so they can get significant siege damage down here, because they want to take They want to take this keep by the time the Protector starts coming up against this, or at least get the front wall down so they can get the siege damage in, because they need to go for the win here. And given the way things are, they have that chance. So both, yeah, they're going full damage here, and this is actually a scary spot for Celeb Gaming. This could be the end of the game, and an upset victory. Probe 1 could be coming out here, and it looks like that will be the case. Full health Protector, shield is gone. This is going to be GG. Probe 1 is your winner in a nail-biter 2-1 series, but they take that last team fight and get the victory. Man, but you know, that level 20 upgrade, man. Silence and Tomb doing the work. There you go. Matt had some really good plays on the Sylvanas, put a lot of pressure into it. The Nano Alarak was a real problem. But as I said before, once that Silence and Tomb plus Water Ellie came up, and they were able to get that good pull in from Johanna into that, where they got 2 onto the 2 best targets you could possibly have hit that on, Sylvanas and Ana. And that was just it, end of the fight. They didn't have to sustain to make it through. And that's just a great set for Probe 1. Incredibly impressed. They did a wonderful job. I'm going to pop up the talent screen, get my thing. And we're going to get an interview if they're still up for it. It is late, so I'm not surprised if they don't want to. Oops, no, wrong one. The expected victory, not the actual one. See if they feel like getting into this before my power goes out. It's a real risk, guys. It's raining like a motherfucker. Not getting any response from anybody, which is perfectly fine. It's late, so if no one wants to do an interview, I totally understand. I'll give them another minute or so to respond. If not, it's all good. Just unfortunate. It was a big win. Probe 1. Getting that victory was big deal. Alrighty, it doesn't seem like it's happening tonight, which is perfectly fine. Well played anyways, Probe 1. Congratulations. And yeah, I was intending to do some replay casts tonight. But due to the weather, I think I'm going to... Oh, never mind. Looks like we might actually get it. Hello? Okay, just give me a second here, and you'll be ready to go. Never mind, we do have Reilly here from Probe 1. How's it going? Congratulations on the victory. I think
Thank you.
most people weren't expecting this, so how you guys feeling?
We were not as well, I can say.
So, game number 1 was where it all started. What do you think was the key to your victories there in game number 1?
The key to our victory, I would say that it's not about the comp or the plays that we done, but just the fact that we outplayed ourselves in doing no errors, but at least less than habitually. We did not miss some soak, and we took the camps when we needed to do them, and we knew when we had to disengage the fights. Just little details like that we did better than usual. So I guess there's no real key, but we just like played well in general. I don't know if you agree.
Game number 1 in particular, I felt like you guys did have control over most of the early mid game. Obviously, in the middle there, you guys fell behind in a few team fights on one of the objectives to the point where you even lost to keep. But then you were able to get a nice 3-man mosh pit into a Planet Cracker, which really is what started the game turnaround. And after the staggered death on Thrall, you guys managed to push in that Arcane Punisher in the bottom lane to victory.
Oh yeah, I remember the stagger that, yeah.
So that I think was more or less what clutched it out for you guys, and yeah, you put yourselves ahead, well into the early game, which did help clutch it out, and getting that first victory really helped out, especially into the second game where, pre-10 you didn't look too bad, but post-10 I felt like you guys had a bit of a draft mismatch up in that particular game.
The first time we saw their combo, we were like, oh shit, what have we done here? The VP with the thing about I don't know the ultimate name, but the endurance thing where it stands. And also the cage of Maev. Well, every time they were doing this, they were wrecking us completely. They did play really well on that. We did manage to ban those two heroes, Zeratul and Maev, in the third game. So I think that's what we had to do because, in my opinion, that's really what they gave them the victory.
Yeah, I don't think that there's any doubt about that. Considering the fact that your guys' draft was very much about being grouped up, you wanted to push hard in the bot lane while Leoric macroed for you. And unfortunately... that being kind of somewhat close together allows their composition to group you up really well into their nice little wombo combo that was just devastating. And I think one big question we did have coming up from chat though was the fall stat, and maybe you can kind of answer some of our questions on that particular.
Yeah, but there's no real big answer. I mean, that's indeed an error we did during the draft. We were not planning, especially doing the farm-in push with the Lyric double soaking, and we just
kind of happened.
That false side is great. That a global is good. Yeah, why not? We took it, and then realized that it was not the best thing.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Okay, and that happens, you know what I mean? Like, anyone can relate to the fact that sometimes you don't get a good draft. Sometimes you think you have something in mind, and then you put all the pieces together, and you go, "This is not working."
That's what happened.
Yeah, and that's perfectly fine. And I think that if you keep that mentality, it probably helped you guys a lot into game number 3.
Of course.
You went down early. It was a rough one because you lost the first 2 objectives. But the thing about Volskaya, in my opinion, is you can't win the game off of those objectives unless you're really winning hard.
Yeah, it's not a snowball map. That's why we like it.
Yeah, so you guys were able to mitigate a lot of the damage. Great defense on the bottom lane off the second protector. And I think that was where you guys really started to be able to turn it around. The biggest threat to you seemed to be the Nano Alarak. And I really liked how in the last team fight you guys played around that extremely smart. You didn't commit hard to a fight. You used your talents to kind of disengage and make sure that they didn't get the engagement. And then just waited for your Silence and Tomb to come out for the engagement.
The silence and Tomb was the key to our fights in the late game.
Yeah.
We were just trying to focus on a down so she can't heal and can't nano. And once that's done, we try to manage ourselves out. And yeah, it works. It did work, at least.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes you can't even end the game off a third protector. I was a little bit concerned, but I liked the focus, the swap from Phoenix to go up so you guys could get the siege damage you needed to be able to put that thing onto core, because if you didn't do that, there was no guarantees that was the end of the game.
We also put Joanna in the protector for that, the same reason.
Yeah.
But yeah, we were not sure at the when we wiped them at first, but then we realized the timer was really high, so we were at the core. I think we had still 20 seconds left. I think something like that. It was faster than we anticipated.
Yeah. But even then, Silence and Tomb kind of puts a bit of an inevitability factor, if you will, to the end of the game. So generally getting to 20, and a lot of times when you've got super good late game heroes like Wintermute Jaina and of course and in Silence and Tomb Leoric.
Yeah. Especially since the Entomb cooldown is really short.
Yeah.
At the last point, we did a fight first that we decided to retreat. Then we had to wait for our cooldowns. But since the Entomb cooldown is really short, we could manage to wait for it and then re-engage again. Even if my ult was not ready as Phoenix, and I don't know, another ult of ours was not ready. But anyway, the Entomb at level 20, I agree, is really strong.
Now, it is late, so I don't want to hold you here too long, but I did want to ask you guys, that victory helps kind of punch you guys maybe a little bit into playoff contention here. With Dread Pirates, I think you guys are now tied, or you're just 1 point behind. I think you're actually 1 point behind.
Oh, I really don't know at all.
But with that said, BBW is actually withdrawn and still holding the 6th seed, so you guys might actually be in playoff contention. How do you think your roadmap is for the last couple weeks here?
With that victory with Celeb Gamings, I think we will be more confident in our future games because we never managed to win a game against them. So it's good for the morale. And yeah, we will see. We're taking this tournament really lightly, but we will see. I don't know.
Well, after that, I'm a believer. You guys did a wonderful job, and I'm definitely looking forward to the future games. And I really hope to see you guys in playoffs. And this is basically MSB from last season, right? This team?
No. We are two teams. Pro One and MSB were really close friends in real life, and we do a lot of swaps and subs and things like that. So MSB Christie decided to play with us this summer with Pro One,
Okay.
and for this game tonight, Fairy Dragon was subbing Perfection. Okay. One of our players. So it was two persons from Bagels and 3 from Pro One.
But are both teams French Canadian?
Yeah.
Fantastic. Well, greetings from the western side. I'm Albertan, so.
Oh.
You got your Canadian rooters here. So congratulations on the victory. Any shout outs before you go?
Thank you. A simple shout out to Fairy Dragon that did a really great job. Thanks to her sub. That will be it. And thanks for the viewer. I always like to shout out them because it makes the community alive.
Thanks so much. It was a pleasure. Hopefully we get another chance to speak in the Winners channel again.
Hopefully. Thank you.
Have a good night. Alrighty, guys, that is going to be it for me tonight. As I said, given the weather, I don't really want to risk it, so we'll probably be around tomorrow, though, for some replay casts. So please stick around. If you haven't already, please do hit the follow button. And if you're feeling extra generous, I can always use the help with the subs and or biddies and or the tip jar at the bottom. It's always appreciated, but of course not by any means necessary. And thank you so much for coming in there and bumping up my viewership numbers. I had a solid 22 people in today, and I really appreciate it. And hopefully we'll see a resurgence in those numbers again tomorrow. So stick around and for that tomorrow anyways. And have a good night, everyone. Thanks for showing up.